Have you ever stopped and wondered, why do some people seem to move through life with clarity and success, while others keep struggling, even when they work just as hard? It's easy to think it's all about luck or raw talent, but the truth runs much deeper than that. It's about psychology, the invisible habits of the mind. Successful people don't just have better opportunities, they think differently. They've trained their minds to respond to challenges, to delay gratification, to take responsibility when others make excuses. These habits aren't magic, they're mental frameworks backed by decades of psychological research. And once you start practicing them, something begins to shift. Your choices become sharper, your emotions more stable. You stop reacting to life and start creating it. So in this video, I want to walk you through 7 simple yet profound habits that quietly shape the mindset of millionaires. And if you apply even one of them, just one, you might notice your entire life beginning to move in a different direction.
You know, most people go through life carrying invisible chains. The belief that life is something that happens to them. They blame their boss, the economy, maybe even their parents. It's always something out there that's holding them back. But people who truly rise, the ones who build wealth, peace, and freedom, they think differently. They live with what psychologists call an internal locus of control. In simple terms, it means they believe I'm the one who creates my results. That belief changes everything. Because when you stop waiting for the world to change, you start realizing you are the change. You stop asking, why is this happening to me? And start asking, what can I do about it? That one question, quiet but powerful, moves you from victim to creator, from stuck to unstoppable. And that's the difference between surviving and truly living.
Here's something most people never master: the ability to wait. In a world that rewards instant gratification, the ones who truly win are those who know how to delay it. You might have heard about the marshmallow test. Psychologists gave children 1 marshmallow and told them, if you can wait, you'll get 2. Years later, the kids who waited, who could resist that tiny moment of temptation, turned out to be more successful in almost every area of life. That's not about willpower. It's about vision. Millionaires understand that success is built on patience, not impulse. They know every late night of study, every dollar saved, every moment of restraint, all of it compounds into something greater. See, when you learn to trade small pleasures now for larger rewards later, you begin to take control of your destiny. Because life isn't about how fast you get results. It's about how long you can stay focused when no one's watching. That's where true freedom begins.
One thing I've noticed about truly successful people, they all have a moment of silence in their day. Not to scroll, not to escape, but to reflect. Before they go to sleep, they pause and ask themselves simple but powerful questions. What went right today? What didn't? What can I do better tomorrow? It sounds small, almost too simple, but that habit builds self-awareness, the foundation of emotional intelligence. When you take a few minutes to look inward, something shifts. You start to recognize your patterns, the things you repeat that help you grow, and the ones that hold you back. And science backs this up. Even short journaling or reflection helps rewire your brain for clarity and better decision-making. You begin to respond instead of react. You stop drifting and start steering. Because growth doesn't happen by accident. It happens in those quiet moments, when you choose to meet yourself honestly and decide to do a little better than yesterday.
There's a powerful idea from psychologist Carol Dweck. It's called the growth mindset. It's the belief that your intelligence, your skills, even your potential are not fixed. They can be developed through effort, curiosity, and consistency. People with this mindset see life differently. They don't fear failure because they understand failure is just feedback. Every mistake is a lesson. Every challenge is a classroom. That's how millionaires think. They're not obsessed with proving they're smart. They're focused on getting smarter. They read every day. They listen. They ask questions. They invest more in their own growth than in temporary pleasures. And here's the truth. The moment you stop learning, you start declining. But the moment you treat life as a student again, something shifts. You become more resilient, more open, more capable of reinventing yourself. Because the real measure of success isn't how much you know, it's how willing you are to keep learning.
When everything around you starts to fall apart, that's when you truly see who's in control. Most people panic. They let fear, anger, or anxiety make decisions for them. But the ones who rise above, the ones who lead, build, and endure, they've learned the art of staying calm in the storm. In psychology, this is called emotional regulation, the ability to respond, not react. When the market crashes, when a deal fails, or when life throws a punch, millionaires don't rush. They pause, they breathe, they think. Because clarity lives in calmness. Every rash decision comes from panic. Every wise one is born from stillness. It's not about ignoring emotions, it's about mastering them. So if you want to think like a millionaire, start here. When pressure hits, don't explode. Exhale. Take one deep breath before you speak, before you act, before you decide. That single breath can save you from 1,000 mistakes. Calm minds don't just survive chaos, they profit from it.
Here's a truth most people overlook. Success isn't just about willpower. It's about environment. You can have the strongest intentions in the world, but if you live surrounded by distraction, clutter, or noise, discipline becomes a daily battle. Millionaires know this. They design their surroundings with intention. They remove what drains them and keep only what fuels focus and clarity. Psychologists call this choice architecture, structuring your world to make the right actions the easy ones. Want to read more? Keep a book by your bed instead of your phone. Want to eat better? Stock your kitchen with what nourishes you, not what tempts you. When your environment supports your goals, discipline stops feeling like a struggle. It becomes automatic. You don't have to fight, bad habits. You just outsmart them. Because at the end of the day, your surroundings are not neutral. They're silently shaping who you become.
The most important conversation you'll ever have isn't with anyone else, it's with yourself. That voice inside your head, it can build you up or it can quietly tear you down. Millionaires understand this truth. They know that mindset isn't just about goals or strategies, it's about language. The words you say to yourself every day become the blueprint for how you think, act, and believe. Through simple affirmations and techniques borrowed from psychology, like cognitive behavioral therapy, they learn to challenge old patterns. Instead of saying, "I can't," they tell themselves, "I'm learning how." It's a small shift, but it changes everything. Because your brain is always listening. When you feed it words of doubt, it shrinks. When you feed it words of belief, it grows. So speak to yourself with the same respect you'd give someone you love. Remind yourself you're capable, you're learning, you're growing. That's not ego, that's emotional maturity. Confidence doesn't start in the mirror. It starts in the quiet conversation happening inside your mind.
These 7 habits might sound simple, but don't mistake simplicity for weakness. It's often the quiet things, the unseen mental shifts that end up changing everything. You don't have to master them all at once. Start small. Pick just 1 or 2 this week. Notice how your thinking changes, how your emotions feel steadier, how your choices start aligning with who you want to become. Because real success isn't built overnight. It's built through small psychological choices, repeated daily with intention. Every time you pause before reacting, every time you learn something new, every time you speak kindly to yourself, you're rewiring your mind for growth. That's how transformation happens, quietly, consistently, from the inside out. So tell me, which of these habits will you start practicing today? Let me know down below. And if this message spoke to you, subscribe for more insights on how to master your mindset and design a life that feels truly yours.